Guys, Tim Gillette, Rocker Life Coach, coming to you today from the corner of my office to talk to you about step 3 if you've been watching our video series on how to become successful, or that rock star where you are now. Step 3 today, we're going to talk about how you set your goals to reach and exceed those expectations that were set for you. Now, you remember part 1. Part 1, we talked about how we observe the situation. We walk into each and every opportunity and we observe what's going on. We observe it so that we can find the opportunity to shine. We observe it so that we actually don't come out looking like the dummy. You know, we go into step 2 where we said, "Wait, man, you need to know what or define what your expectations are." And we talked about defining expectations. Why? So we didn't look like the dummy standing around doing nothing. We look for what the expectations are so we know where we can set our personal goals and the goals for our business. Whatever that may be, we want to set those goals up. Now, today, we're talking about setting your goals, and we want to not only set the goals to reach the expectations, but we want to exceed them. Now remember, the title of this series is Success, Being a Rock Star Success at Where You're At Now. Now, if you're going to be a rock star success where you're at now, you're going to have to do something over and above what the definition of success is. Now, rock stars don't do something that's just ordinary. I want you to think back over history. Now, you can look over rock stars and you can look at the fact that, you know, I'm a long-haired guy. I probably like bands like Bon Jovi, Van Halen, Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses. These are bands that really took what was expected of them and they exceeded it. They went far and above what they were going to perform. If they sold you a ticket to their concert, they not only gave you a concert, they gave you a concert with a huge encore because they wanted to exceed your expectations. You came in expecting a great show. That's why, you know, if you think about the theatrics of bands like Kiss and how they added all the theatrics, they added the pyrotechnics, you know, the guitars, smashing guitars, flames and you know, blood being spit up and all that stuff. It was something that was exceeding above what you thought. Because, I mean, let's tell you, you could pick up back then the CD, but today the MP3 and listen to the song. Come on, most of them actually you can look on YouTube and find a recording of them doing that very song. But when you're there live, you're getting something that exceeds the expectations that you had set for that show. Now, in order to set those goals to reach that expectations and go above it, you have to look at it in 2 different ways. Number 1, I need to set the goals personally so I personally can come out growth in my own self and growth in my business self. You know, the name of my company is Rocker Life Coach. And it's not because I'm a life coach. I'm really an entrepreneur, a coach, a speaker, and an author. But I use that name Life Coach because I'm about living. Not just about being great in your business, but actually enjoying the money that you got from the success. Enjoying the success. You know, recently I was put on the top 100 of someone's list of top blogs, and I took that as a great honor. Why? Because it was a way for me to become successful. It was a way for me to exceed and become on a goal in a higher plane. You know, it was about living for me. And that was about living. It's not just about holding a title. And if you notice, my walls don't have plaques. They don't have ribbons or honors. There's only one little ribbon and honor I keep in here, and that's up here. And that was to exceed. And I pulled this down for a reason. I've showed this in other videos of mine. In 2010 and 2011, the Harley Davidson tractor that I ride for, I became the top mileage person. It's the only award I carry. It's the only award I tell people about. Why? Because I love to ride motorcycle. And I did it. And I rode more than anybody else did that year. It's the only award I got. Now I put that award up here on my shelf, and it's actually sitting next to my dad's ashes. Why? Because that meant a lot to me, to my dad. My dad taught me to dream. He was into boats, I'm into bikes, you know? But he taught me to work hard, to exceed, to go out and do more than what I was expected to do. So part two was, and the goals is you want to do it for the business side. You know, the life side, the business side. Why? Because if you're going to exceed in goals, exceeding the goals that are with the expectations that were set for you, imagine what that company is going to look like. Because you know, no matter how much of a success you are at this company, or how much of a success you are at any organization you join, there's only one thing that you can carry, and it's not that award. It's your name. You want to be a success at that business for your name. Because that's the only thing you get to carry with you from job to job, is your name and your reputation. So you want to exceed, and you want to show that you always exceed what is expected of you, so that you can actually exceed that and oh, excuse me. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, we don't know. Catch it live on videotape. But you want to exceed so that no matter where you go, those companies who have hired you, or those organizations where you have worked, they're a shining star because you were there. You know, I always said, in my life, the one thing I would really like is no matter where I went when I left, or what, no, I'm sorry, no matter what happened after I left, those people's lives and those businesses and those organizations that I touched are better off because I was there. So we want to exceed the expectations that are set for us, so we want to set those goals to exceed them. That's today's part 3 of our 7-part series. You know, we still have a few parts left. So I hope that this video has helped you. I hope the previous have helped you as well. Come back next week for our video on the next step to being a rock star success where you are at. I'm Tim Gillette, the Rocker Life Coach. Rock on, man.